Hello and welcome to the Indiana State Police Roadshow. I'm your host, Sergeant John Perrine, the Public Information Officer for the Indiana State Police Indianapolis District. The Roadshow is brought to you by the Indiana State Police Alliance and Cops for Kids, a subsidiary of the State Police Alliance. For more information about our sponsor, visit www.indianasfinest.com. I want to thank Eddie Griffith and Network Indiana for getting us on the radio each and every week. Thank you. If you're listening in the car, it's thankful for our partnership with them. They let us use a studio. They give us Eddie to push the buttons, and we're thankful for that. If you're watching us on YouTube, we're looking pretty dang good, and that's because Tom Trial and all the work that Tom does for our YouTube channel. A lot of really cool content on there. Back this week, Captain Ron Galvez, Chief PIO for the State Police.
John, good to be here.
And a good friend of the show, someone we always look forward to having on, and that is Sergeant Dean Wildauer, man that has worn many hats, but right now he's an Indiana State Police recruiter.
Yeah, thank you for the invite. I'm excited to be here again.
Now, let me ask you this first question. If all the troopers that have known you your whole career back in 20 years ago would have said Dean Wildauer is going to be a recruiter for the state police, what would their response be?
I don't think any of them would believe it. When people ask me what I do, I tell everybody, friends from high school, college, whatever, neighbors, what do you do? I tell them I'm a used car salesman. And they look at me and I'm like, I thought you worked for the state police. I said, well, I do, but the state police is my used car. Yeah. I said, I'm selling it every day. So absolutely love it. Been doing it 33 years. Absolutely love the job I'm doing now as much as I did when I was on the narcotics unit and everything.
And that's what I mean. My question doesn't have anything to do with your character or your, but 20 years ago, your life revolved around drug interdiction, drug arrests, drug investigations, and that was your passion.
Yes.
And at some point you flipped and you said, hey, I it's time for me to start finding my way out, but I've got to find people to come in behind me.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think, I don't know, I always tell everybody I got slower, the criminals got faster. Time for me to slide to a different role, wear a different hat. Absolutely love the drug of interdiction side. And right now we've got guys that have filled my steps and they're doing a lot better than I ever dreamed of doing it. Phenomenal.
Captain, that segues me into one of the biggest points, our biggest selling point with the Indiana State Police when we're trying to recruit new troopers is the opportunities that you have within our agency to do police work. And I always tell people, if you see it on a police show, we've got it.
Right. And to that point, kind of going back to what Dean was talking about, loving what it is that you do, loved what you did and what you do now, you know, probably like you, when I hit the 15-year mark, I was ready for something different. I was ready for that new challenge, not elsewhere, but within the agency. And fortunately, the public information role came available. So probably much like Dean, you know, and I loved it. I love it to this day, 15 years in. And you can see the passion in Dean when he goes to an event, because I've been to a couple of events with him. This guy's got a motor like no other.
It's the future. I mean, that's who we're talking to.
Exactly.
We're talking to the future, not just of the state police, but the future of Indiana. Yep. And these kids, I call them kids just because
they are.
They are. I think my socks are older than some of them. So, but these young, responsible adults, they're phenomenal, and they are the future of the state police and the state of Indiana. So we want to hire the brightest and the best.
Yep. Yeah, we're looking for those that are motivated, who are honest. And people often ask, they'll call with questions about, well, I've done this in my past, or I've got this on my record. We're not looking for perfect people. We're looking for honest people. We're looking for good people and people who want to do the job.
Yes, I can't tell you one Indiana State trooper that's perfect. I can't tell you one that hasn't done something dumb that they regret. But it's all about being honest, owning it. You did something when you were younger, own it. Is it a roadblock? Absolutely not. Is it a hurdle? It could be, depending on what it was. Right. You know, if it's a roadblock or a wall, we'll tell you right off the start, hey, you don't qualify because of whatever. But a lot of them are just hurdles they've got to get over, and they've got to own what they did. And like you said earlier, John, it's all about the integrity, the honesty.
I agree.
So the Indiana State Police is hiring right now. We just had a really, really exciting announcement from the governor that our starting pay is going to move from $53,000 to up to $70,000. And so we're certainly thankful for that. We're thankful for the consideration, and that is just a proposal at this time. Has to go through a process and be approved. But we're certainly thankful that they're even considering it.
Absolutely thankful. So we're hoping that kind of announcement, that kind of news really generates. And again, this profession's not about that, but that's certainly helpful. It puts us in line competitively with those that we're trying to pluck those potential recruits from that same pool of applicants.
Yeah, it puts us in the game with them.
Yeah,
so it's exciting. I mean, it's never dreamed 33 years ago I'd have an opportunity possibly to make, start out pay of a trooper to be $70,000. and we're just blessed that they're even considering it. So,
and we're excited about it because we need the help. We're about 200 troopers down right now in the entire state, and that's a big void for us to fill. And our guys are doing a fantastic job. Guys and girls are doing a fantastic job filling those voids. But we certainly need those applicants to come in.
Absolutely. We'd like to cut the response time down of a trooper showing up to an accident. We'd like to have more manpower out there. Like you stated earlier, the Indiana State Police has several different opportunities. I mean, we're a department of over probably 100 detectives, if probably closer to 200. Yeah. So we have guys out there doing everything, and gals, ladies, we have there's so many opportunities, and if we get more people on, all it's going to do is make us bigger, better. And we're going to serve the community.
We've got top-notch equipment. We get top-notch training, and all of that. Everything from the best police helicopter that you can buy. We've got technology on that helicopter is amazing. We've got motorcycles. We've got full-time SWAT officers. We've got scuba divers. We've got
canine
handlers. Our canine program is unbelievable. It's just rolling bigger and bigger.
I think what's neat about our department is we don't skimp. When it comes to anything from the weapon to the vehicle to the helicopter. And next time, you're at a crime scene, look, and when you see multiple agencies and multiple people around, there's one consistency that's always there. It's the Indiana State Police. We all look the same. Our cars are always kept clean. Our uniforms, unless, obviously the foot pursuit going through the mud and you tackle them. But other than that, when they get out, they're going to take the dirty tie bar and they're going to straighten it up. So that's the nice thing about our department is the equipment that we're provided is second to none.
Yeah. And certainly one thing that the Indiana State Police brings to the table to all agencies in the state of Indiana is resources. Anytime there's a major investigation, a major crime, or a major incident, we, the Indiana State Police, are involved somehow. And that may be just providing investigators, providing equipment, providing help to maybe backfill some of the slots that are open. Whatever it may be, the ISP is always involved.
Right. We've become a very big assist agency, whether that be, I've heard the phrase, we police the police. When there's a shooting, a smaller department, just so there's transparency, the Indiana State Police is called in. We have incredible detectives. Our CSI, brand new lab here in Indy, and we're building labs all over the state. Yep. So we're bringing the technology and the knowledge.
But even to that, even some of the bigger agencies that have some of those resources will reach out from time to time. Hey, can we have a couple of your detectives to help augment this investigation? So again, from small agency to large and everything in between, again, that consistency is there.
Something that seems popular to me recently as I go to these recruiting events and talk to these young folks who have a desire to be in law enforcement is the specific things they want to do within law enforcement. I remember, probably like you guys, when I wanted to be a police officer, I wanted a police car, a police uniform, a badge, and I wanted to go to work. I wanted to do police work. But oftentimes these folks say, I want to be a detective. I want to be a child crimes detective. I want to be a cyber crimes detective. I want to be on SWAT. They have these specific ideas. And one great thing is not only do we have that, everybody starts out as an Indiana State Trooper. Maybe you want to be a crime scene investigator. Mm-hmm. So you take classes in college to do that. Everybody starts, but sometimes depending on your focus and your goals, it doesn't take long to get there. We have a detective at the Indianapolis district that's been on the department a little over 2 years, almost 3 years, and she's already working full-fledged criminal investigations as an Indiana State Police detective. How cool is that?
And does a great job for us. We'll put you through the best training to do it. We have a young lady up north. She knew at a young age she was interested in CSI. I got a feeling the TV shows, she got the bug. Yeah. Saw it, wanted to do it. Went to IUPUI, got a biology degree, graduated with a biology degree. She is now a sergeant at CSI at the Lowell district.
With just few years.
Few years on. It's not where you have to sit and work the road for 10 years. After your first year, you're allowed to put in for any position you want.
So when we talk about endless opportunities, the nice thing is those opportunities are often right in front of you. Those positions open up. You can choose to do it, or we have other people that choose, I just want to serve my community for my entire career. I'm going to go out and patrol the road. That's fantastic. We have plenty of people that do that. They don't choose to take those opportunities, even though the opportunities have been there.
And to that, within the agency, even as a road trooper, if that's the path you want to go down eventually, we've kind of got a built-in job shadow program within the agency. So if Dean wanted to be a CSI as a young trooper, what does Dean do? All he does is shows up to that crime, even though he didn't get, directed to it, and follow that CSI around and ask questions and learn, not get in the way, but learn. And that's, you know, what a better opportunity.
So people often ask about our process. What's the hiring process look like? And from the time we all went through it to now, it's been streamlined.
A lot.
But it starts, you go on the website, www.indianatrooper.com. All the questions that you may have are likely answered there. And if not, there's phone numbers to every recruiter in the state on that website. You can call any recruiter and they'll answer your question.
Yep.
But you fill out your application. Maybe start with a ride along. Maybe you think, I'm not sure if the Indiana State Police is for me. I know I want to be a police officer, but I'm not sure. Come out and see what we do. Because we have this perception often that the Indiana State Police is a highway patrol, that our goal is to, and although that is a very important aspect of our job, it's a very, very small percentage of the overall picture of what the Indiana State Police does for the citizens of Indiana. Our goal is to make our highways safe. We do that through high visibility. We do that through traffic enforcement. We do that through crash investigation. But that's not all we do. Yeah. And so that's what's important. But come out and take a look. You may change your mind of what you think ISP is by sitting in the passenger seat of a trooper for 8 hours. Yep. And so I would encourage that. Go to indianatrooper.com. You can sign up for a ride-along right on our website.
It must be 18 years of age, and there's a list there of, dress professionally and this, that, and the other. You'll go through a little bit of a background check. So if you are wanted, go ahead and just sign up and just show up to the post. We'll pick you up there. Yeah. Your ride-along is going to be short, though. It's going to go straight to the jail. But you go through there. It is a great – we've interviewed a lot of the young recruits in the academy, and the majority of them have done ride-alongs, and that did solidify their opinion and decision to apply for the state police.
And I'll give a quick plug for our internship program. If you're in college and you're looking for an internship, the Indiana State Police internship is fantastic. From day one, you will be immersed into the police world.
True story. I think it's like you have to do like 161 hours or something like that for the internship program. Yeah. It's a non-paid internship program. We had a young lady who wound up doing 340-something hours. When we asked why, she goes, it was more fun than going out on the weekend with my friends.
Yeah. So what a cool opportunity to see it firsthand, the internship program. But going to give you the basic requirements. If you're thinking about applying to be an Indiana State Trooper, you have to be a U.S. citizen. You must be at least 21 years old and less than 40 years old when you're appointed as a police employee. So that's your graduation date from the academy, which for this class would be December-ish, I think.
Graduation date set for December 21st.
December 21st. So that's the date that you have to be under 40 or over 21 by. Correctable vision 20/50. If you wear glasses, not a big deal. Just got to make sure that you can see with those glasses on. You have to have a valid driver's license, a high school diploma or a GED, and must be willing, if appointed, to reside and serve anywhere within the state of Indiana. And I want to put an asterisk on that, and I want you to explain just a little bit.
Yeah, that's a big one. That is a deterrent to a lot of people. Own a house, have a child in school, have a wife or husband that has a job. What we try to do is always, hey, we'll try to get you somewhere, but no guarantees. I will tell you, out of the last several academies, over 99% got what they wanted. It was just, we get you one of your top 3 choices. Granted, if you're single, you live in New York and you're coming to Indiana, we're going to use you where we need you.
Right.
But if you have a house, and we are going to do everything in our power, your wife has a career, to get you back to your home area.
The other thing about that is once you're appointed and in your place, you don't have to move unless you want to, right? So this isn't like where they're going to come to you year 5 and say, hey, we need you in Bloomington. You're shipping out.
This isn't the feds. No, so they can do that. We do not.
Once you're established, you can choose to move.
Right.
But you don't have to.
And then after that first year, after your probationary year, again, I always say that's when the doors to the agency open up, not only for promotions and other jobs, but you can put in for an inter-district transfer. So if you're in one post and there's where I want to be, you can apply to go back to that district.
Yep. So if you're thinking about a career with the Indiana State Police, let me tell you, the best advice I can give you is start getting in shape now. Don't let a few push-ups, a few sit-ups, or something like that permit you from progressing in this process. Those are things that you can control right now. Is do it right now.
Yeah, you can do push-ups, sit-ups every day. Do 5 in the morning before breakfast, 5 after breakfast, 5 before lunch, 5 after. Before you know it, you're doing 20.
Yeah, it happens so quick. So thank you, Dean, for coming in. Sergeant Will Dower, Indiana State Police recruiter. The website, again, and this is an important one, www.indianatrooper.com. That is the landing page for all things ISP if you're thinking about applying. 30 seconds, Captain.
Again, we are short. We're looking for those individuals. So if it's you or somebody that you know, please direct them our way.
Absolutely.
We our phones are always on. We're happy to answer any questions and direct them to the appropriate resource.
Join us, serve your community.
Yes, absolutely.
One badge, endless opportunities, and we say that, we mean that.
Yes.
What a cool opportunity. www.indianatrooper.com. I want to thank Sergeant Wildauer. Thank you for tuning in. Everybody buckle up and drive safely.